I got new braids. I feel good, because they're long and everything. And, I don't know what it is, high ponytail, braidsy, high bun. You just want to do a whole lot of things with it, but it's still painful, so I'm not going to get too much into that. I'm going to behave myself, but soon, maybe after 2 or 3 days, I'll be able to do exactly what I want to do with this hair. But until then, hello and welcome to Panashe Kimberley's YouTube page. And I'm still ecstatic and so happy that this YouTube page is up and running, and I'm so grateful to everybody who has subscribed. If you haven't subscribed yet, go over there and click the subscribe button. And yes, get all the updates, because they are about to be much. I'm about to go back to school. We're opening schools on Monday, like university. If you didn't know, by the way, I am doing a degree in film, TV, and radio production at the University of Zimbabwe. I'm currently entering my 4th year, which is about to make things very interesting. So I really look forward to this new semester. I think I'm going to be vlogging a lot more, and I think I'm going to get back into the original concept of I Am Her, which is beauty, fitness, and wellness, and I just want to say thank you for everybody who helped me to, encouraged me to make this YouTube channel a success. Yeah, it's the English, but yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, please go over there, subscribe, turn on the notification button, and welcome back. My name is Panashe Kimberley, and I enjoy my time with you. Every time I go behind the camera, I'm just I just explode. But without further ado, here is today's story. Okay, yes, this is part 2 of things I wish somebody had told me before I got married, okay? And I'm so glad to be talking about this. This is part 2. I loved your responses on part 1. Thank you so much. And yeah, let's keep the conversation going. So the first thing, or another thing, since this is part 2, that I wish people had told me about is relationships are different, In this age of social media, it's so easy for everything you see to become your way of life, or for you to believe everything that you see, because everything that you see on social media is put out there as news, okay? This happened, it's news. Whether I posted it or Zimcelebs posted it, it's news. And it's with the way things are going, with the way we're so influenced by social media, it's very easy for news to become facts, and for these facts, which aren't always true, for these facts to become our way of life. For instance, umjolo, the pandemic. Everybody knows that umjolo, the pandemic, is something that started really recently. I mean, it's a baby of the COVID pandemic. I think you know where it started. You know where the umjolo thing started. Now, what's sad is umjolo has become the statement, Everybody, even if you're in a relationship, even if you're in a serious relationship, it's now under umjolo. When people are different, some people are joling, and there's nothing wrong with joling. Okay, go ahead and jola as much as you like, but then there is also gonna be a time where you're gonna genuinely fall in love, and I feel like right now that's not being addressed. Proof of people falling in love is people like me who are, well, let me not use myself as an example, but go on Zim weddings, or go on Rodwedu, or go on Divas Inc., or whatever. Go on any social positive page, get that straight, social positive page. Go in any of such pages and look at the love that's going on there. I follow this hashtag or this page called Millennial Married. You'll see a whole lot of love stories going on there. People who have met somebody whom they understand or who understands them. They've become best friends, they're inseparable. All of this is happening, and at the same time umjolo is happening too. So learn to differentiate the two. Now I'm saying all of this, why? Because when I started my relationship, or before I got into my relationship, this is a spoiler, my husband, before, when he was a boy, when him and I was a boy, and he told me, Kuti, you know what, I like you in this way, and I really feel like I want you to be mine and stuff. Do you know I made him wait for 7 days? That man waited for 7 days for an answer. Now, this wasn't necessarily me being old-fashioned. This wasn't me being petty. No. I made him wait for 7 days because I needed to be sure. But why exactly did I want to be sure? Because I was hella scared. I was so scared because I could tell that this guy was a serious guy. And I was asking myself, am I even ready to be in a serious relationship? Am I ready to be committing to someone right now? Am I in the right state of mind for it? You know? And I look outside there, I look at where I've come from, I look at people around me, and I'm seeing umjolo, you know? But one of the things that really helped me was it's just one couple, you know? Out of the midst of them jolo, there's just one couple that stood out for me, and that couple was my beacon of hope. Because even when I look at them today, these people are best friends, these people are in love, these people are everything. And that's all I've ever wanted, just being in love with somebody, being partners with somebody, being in that state of mind where you're like, okay, you know what, this part of my life is covered. I'm not alone, I have a best friend. This is my best friend. This is what we do. We roll together. That's just the type of life I wanted. And I was scared because I was wondering, is this guy going to give me that type of lifestyle? And when I'm saying lifestyle, I don't mean monetary lifestyle. I mean mental lifestyle. Because that exists. There's something called a mental lifestyle, where you're in a mental state of mind where, are you constantly happy? Are you constantly sad? Are you up and down? Your mental lifestyle exists. Ask yourself about that, because that exists. So I was asking myself, is this guy going to give me the mental and emotional lifestyle that I need? Because I need a stability. And this guy, as much as he was a serious guy, how far can we go? You know, we would talk, we would sleep at, 3, 4 in the morning, from 12, 4, 5-hour calls and all of that. But then I understood that it's not about the initial honeymoon phase. It's about the long term. But a lot of people out there are like me. And unfortunately, some don't just make other people wait for 7 days and then they, accept. Other people just say no straight out. Or other people are living constantly in fear of being betrayed. There are so many people out there who are not enjoying their relationships. Why? Because they are constantly looking at what's happening out there, and they're living in the fear that it'll happen to them. But I wish somebody had told me what I'm about to say right now, which is, don't live in constant fear of your relationship failing. Live in the present. Live in the actuality of what's going on in that moment. Because the moment you live in fear, this relationship might fail, this guy might cheat on me, this girl gonna 4, 5, 6 other mafes, the moment you live in that state of mind, you will never enjoy that relationship, and you will probably miss somebody who was the best for you. Why? Because you're living in a constant fear. You're living in a state of mind where you're constantly afraid, and you're constantly comparing or looking at other relationships, and then becoming afraid of that thing happening to you. How does somebody, I don't even know how to explain it, but don't live in that state of mind. That is a very toxic state of mind. And I wish somebody had told me that before I got married, or, well, even before I got into this relationship, because it took me a while to yeah, and you can ask him this. I mean, he knows. It's something that we actually had to work, or I personally had to work on. He knows that trust was not easy coming from me. For me, it was trust no man. Like, don't even try. And you don't need that type of mindset every time. Like, you stop enjoying your relationship. At the end of the day, why are you with somebody if you're not enjoying them? I know a lot of people say this and it's so cliche, but it's true. If you're in a relationship, why aren't you enjoying it? So yes, cutting things short, the first thing, or the other thing, since this is part 2, that I wish somebody had told me before I got married was, don't live in a constant state of fear. Every relationship is different. Every relationship has its own differences, its own problems, and the reason why you two are together is because you two can conquer these problems that are coming your way. And you don't necessarily always have to argue. Just take the arguing out of the equation and start talking. Just, when there's a disagreement, understand each other. Understand. But that's another topic. My point is, I wish somebody had told me not to be afraid, and not to live in a constant state of fear and mistrust, because that could seriously affect my mental lifestyle, which is important in a relationship, my emotional lifestyle, which is also important in a relationship, and it also affects just your general enjoyment. So yeah, that's something that I've been wanting to say for the longest time. Like, guys, yes, umjolo is happening. It's happening, umjolo. But while other people are joling, other people are falling in love. So I don't want to say what's stopping you, because I don't know. But just stop being afraid, Just learn to define relationships, Are we joling? If you're joling, then jol. Are we in a serious relationship? Then let's do the things that are done in a serious relationship. Because I know a lot of people around me now who I know are so in love, and they've been together for like the longest time, and they're so in love. Now I have so many more examples. Why? Because I stopped looking at things negatively. Okay? So yeah, I've been wanting to say this for the longest time. Let the joelers joel, but if you're a love person like me, if you're a love birdie like me, then do the love things, Probably 60% of life or 80% of people are out there joling. But don't forget the 20% that is finding actual love and getting married, not because of pressure, not because of this or that, but because they're actually in love and they actually want to be together. So that exists. I think I've overstressed this point. Let's go to the second point of this. Okay. That was quite the point. Anyway, I needed a commercial break there. The second thing that I wish somebody had told me before I got married has to do with the changes. And this is another very deep, thing that a lot of people probably don't talk about. Or, well, I'm a newlywed, so I probably wouldn't know to the best of my ability. But I don't know how much people talk about change, the change that comes with being with another person. And I think this is something that really should be talked about, especially in newlywed couples, especially before people get married. I mean, such conversations should be normalized for the general purposes of making life easier, the transition easier. Because I also remember, it was a bit of a hurdle for me to start readjusting my life as Panashe Kimberley Peters to becoming Mrs. Mshapaiz. I had to give up my pageantry dream. I was doing really well in my pageantry, but I had to give that up because, you can't be a pageant queen and be married, so I had to give that up. And I think it was one of the things that really got to me, like, oh, so this is what it means. And I know also, by the way, this is not one-sided. I know that my husband has other things that he probably also had to give up. Maybe he was out there joling, but then he decided, no more joling, and now with this particular person. So each party, or no, here's another perfect example for my husband. My husband used to be the type of person who has an Apple Watch, who has the latest Apple phone, the latest Apple iPad, the latest this, the latest that. And lately I've realized, you know what, this guy's not upgrading his stuff as much as he used to. Like he's becoming more stable minded and focusing on things that are, you know, in the long run than just being, you know, the keen with all the technology. Because when I met him, he immediately upgraded me to the latest Samsung, bought me the latest Samsung watch. He had the Apple stuff, like his whole stuff, you know, it was all up to date when I met him. And now it's a matter of me realizing that, oh, this guy is actually sacrificing his love for technology. Why? Because he realizes, oh no, I have other responsibilities now. So my point is, people, well, one of the things that people should talk about, besides talking about things like, oh, the things that people should actually tell you about is change will come. You know, in a relationship, or now in a marriage, or in the early stages of marriage, change comes and it's gonna hit you hard. You are no longer an individual. You're now with somebody else, you know? You're no longer just Ayan. You're no longer Ayan. You are now with somebody's Mama too, you know? And those changes hit you hard. And one of the things that you should know before you commit is, am I ready to make these changes? You know, am I ready to shift from being I'm a single ladies or Miss Independent to somebody's woman, you know, or somebody's man? Are you ready for those changes? That is a question that somebody was supposed to ask me, because, you know, it just went boom, boom, boom. Okay, I'm gonna turn red. Ow, 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 my hair. Okay, but you get the point. The thing is, these things slap you in the face when you know, when they start happening and these changes start becoming realistic. And I wish it was something somebody had told me, and I hope it's something someone will tell you, you know, before you get married. Or I hope I tell somebody this, you know, if you're newly engaged, or you realize that you're in a serious relationship and this guy might just marry you, or you might just marry this girl, my friend, be prepared for change. Because it's just change. The change will come and it won't have any warning sign. Like, there are no warning signs. You're just gonna find yourself changing, and you're gonna realize, oh no, I used to do this, and it's gonna pain you. It's gonna you're gonna wanna push back, you know, go back to being, you know, you wanna prolong it, but you can't, because you have decided to commit. And actually, a lot of people who are in other relationships or other marriages, some of the problems that they may be having may be related to the failure to transition from being single, being an individual, to being a family person or being part of a pair. Those problems actually exist. So I'm not going to go into there, but you get the point. One of the other things that I wish somebody had told me was, change is coming and it's going to slap you. Oh, why do I keep doing that? And it's going to slap you. But be ready for the slap, you know, and ask yourself, are you ready for it? Now, I think I've been preaching this whole time, but I do hope that this video has really helped somebody who has just been engaged, who is afraid of getting into a serious relationship, or, I don't know, somebody who's just watching and wanting to heal or something. But I do hope that it has helped you. And yes, my name is Panashe Kimberley. If you haven't already subscribed, go over there and subscribe. The link, you can see it right there, down there. Subscribe, my friend. And after you have subscribed, turn on the notification. I don't know where my English is gone, but turn on the notification setting, and you know, you will be alerted whenever I'm about to do something new. So I really appreciate you, and until next Friday, I'll be back at school, so stuff is gonna be, you know, it's gonna be a bit fun, and I might just add more videos during the week. So this is about to get interesting, because this is kind of what I do. I study film, TV, and radio production. So yeah, it's about to get lit. I hope I'll have time. I'm going to be doing my dissertation.